The family, who lived in an apartment in Kirkwood, Missouri, got Ben ready for school that day before he made his way to the bus stop. However, when Ben failed to return home when he normally did, his parents immediately started to panic. By that time, they called the local police to report him as a missing person. Through those searches, they came into contact with multiple other children who took the same bus as he did. One of those children was one of Ben's close friends, 15-year-old Mitch. Mitch told the officers that he saw Ben get off the school bus at around 3:30 p.m., but after getting off the bus, Mitch noticed that there was a pickup truck parked nearby, which pulled away really quickly after they went their separate ways. Police took casts of the tire treads left behind from the truck and put out an APB across the state to keep on the lookout for this white truck. As that was happening, other officers were responding to the same apartment complex where Mike Delvin lived for an unrelated call. When there, they also noticed the white pickup truck with the same description as the APB, and they watched as Mike and a teenage boy came outside to take out the trash. At that time, the two officers went over to him to ask about his truck and asked if they could come inside the apartment, but he refused. They also spoke to the teenage boy, who identified himself as Mike's godson. The boy was clearly not Ben. The cops didn't recognize him, and he seemed totally calm and normal. They just decided to go for it, play their full deck of cards. They told Mike that they took forensic evidence, the casting of the tires, which would come back and match to his car. And if they matched, he would be arrested. And according to that officer, in that moment, that is when Mike admitted that he abducted Ben Owensby 3 days prior. Not only that, but Sean is not his godson. Sean is actually Sean Hornbeck, an 11-year-old boy who had been abducted years prior. Once officers stepped into that apartment, they saw 2 young men, and the first one turned and looked at them with a stunned look on his face. But in that moment, they then saw Ben, who asked them, "Are you here to take me home?" He then stood up and rushed towards the officer, who handed him off to another officer to take him outside. Then this officer turned her attention to the frozen, now 15-year-old boy in front of her. She asked him to identify himself, and after some hesitation, the boy finally said that his name is Sean Hornbeck. They were astonished to learn that this boy, who went missing almost half a decade ago, was still alive.